Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Lions fans, buckle up because there's a major buzz going around the NFL. And it's all about a potential blockbuster move that could reshape the NFC North and seriously boost Detroit's chances of making a deep playoff run this season. Rumors have been swirling, and sources close to the league are indicating that the Baltimore Ravens might be willing to part ways with Derrick Henry, and the Lions are front and center in the mix. This isn't just some off-season speculation. This could be a game-changer for Detroit, especially considering where the team stands right now and what they could gain from adding a player of Henry's caliber. Now, let's break down what this potential trade could look like and why it makes so much sense for the Lions. Derrick Henry, for those who have been living under a rock or just don't follow the NFL as closely, is a tank. This guy is built like a freight train, and he runs like one too. He's the kind of back who can wear down defenses and break tackles all game long. His stats in 2025 are nothing short of impressive. Over 200 rushing yards, 10 touchdowns, averaging 50 yards per carry, along with 40 receptions for 350 yards and a yards after contact average of 7. 2 yards, which puts him in the top tier among running backs. His PFF grade is a stellar 89.7, and his EPA per rush is plus 0.25 despite missing a game in Week 11 due to an ankle injury. It's clear that Henry remains one of the most explosive and efficient backs in the league, even with some injury concerns. But why would Baltimore consider trading him? Well, the Ravens are sitting at 7-7, and their run game in 2025 has been somewhat middling, around 130 yards per game. They're not quite the dominant rushing team they used to be, and with the rise of J.K. Dobbins and some roster adjustments, Baltimore seems to be eyeing a different approach. Reports suggest they're contemplating trading Henry for a second-round pick from Detroit, a move that would free up about $18 million in cap space, cap that could be used to bolster their secondary or to draft young talent. The Ravens, historically, are cautious about overspending on veteran running backs, especially given their focus on a more balanced or youth-oriented rebuild. They see Henry's $24 million cap hit as a luxury for a team contending deep into the postseason, and right now, they're prioritizing youth and draft picks over veteran workhorses. For Detroit, this could be a golden opportunity. The Lions are currently 9-5, and their backfield has been a bright spot with Jahmyr Gibbs showing flashes of brilliance and providing that explosiveness they desperately need to elevate their offensive attack. But there's also ongoing trade rumors about David Montgomery, and while he's been solid, the Lions might want to add that extra punch to their rushing game. Henry would perfectly complement Gibbs, bringing that power and versatility that can turn short gains into big plays and keep defenses honest. Let's imagine what adding Derrick Henry would look like for Detroit. First off, it would significantly increase their rushing production, projecting over 400 combined yards from just Gibbs and Henry alone. This kind of tandem would make the Lions' offense even more dynamic, especially because Henry's ability to break tackles and accelerate through holes would open up play-action opportunities for Jared Goff, who's been throwing for over 100 yards this season. Henry's presence on the field would force defenses to commit extra resources to stopping the run, which could create mismatches and open up receivers downfield. His ability to gain an extra 2 yards per contact compared to the Lions' current RB2 would also mean fewer punts, better field position, and more scoring chances. From a tactical perspective, the combination of Gibbs and Henry would be a nightmare for defenses. The Lions could deploy a versatile, unpredictable rushing attack, making it tougher for opponents to game plan. This tandem would elevate their efficiency, likely pushing them into the top 5 in offensive productivity. And with the NFC North's defenses, like the Vikings' run defense giving up around 150 yards per game, adding Henry could be the final piece to make Detroit a true ground-and-pound threat that keeps their foot on the pedal throughout the game. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this move could seriously impact the Lions' Super Bowl odds. Currently, their chances are around plus 700, but with Henry in the fold, some projections suggest those odds could improve to plus 350, making Detroit a serious contender to go all the way. This kind of upgrade makes them a real X-factor in the playoffs, especially if they can leverage their improved ground game against divisional rivals and in high-stakes matchups. The Lions' potential to dominate on the ground would also make them more unpredictable and harder to defend, which is exactly what you want when facing playoff-caliber teams. The ripple effects would go beyond just the offense. A power running game with Henry and Gibbs could help control the clock, wear down opposing defenses, and keep their own defense rested and fresh. It's a strategic masterstroke that could turn Detroit into a true offensive powerhouse, reminiscent of some of the best running teams in NFL history. Remember, this kind of impact isn't just about the stats. It's about setting the tone in every game and asserting dominance from the first snap. Of course, there are skeptics. The Ravens are cautious, and their odds of winning the Super Bowl are around plus 1-0. They are prioritizing draft picks and young talent, especially on defense, and see Henry's hefty contract as a luxury they can't afford in their current rebuild. They're also banking on their rising star, J.K. Dobbins, and the draft to fill their needs. But for Detroit, this is a different story. The Lions are looking to make a splash, and adding a player like Henry could be that final piece to push them over the edge into serious Super Bowl contention. The Lions have been building a balanced attack all season, but with Henry, they'd have a true game changer that defenses might not be able to handle. This kind of move also echoes the era when Adrian Peterson came to the Lions, transforming the offense and helping them reach new heights. Henry's addition could have a similar impact, cementing Detroit's status as an offensive powerhouse and setting up a potential dynasty. It's about making bold moves when the opportunity arises, and right now, the Lions have that chance. The division would be shaken up, and the NFC North could see a new dominant team emerge, with Detroit leading the charge thanks to this potential upgrade. So fans, imagine the possibilities. A ground game that's unstoppable, a defense that's better balanced because opponents can't just stack the box, and a team that's ready to make some serious noise in the postseason. This trade, if it happens, could be remembered as one of the most pivotal moments in Lions history. It's all about seizing the moment and making a statement, showing the league that Detroit is not just here to compete, but here to dominate. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Would you love to see Derrick Henry in Honolulu Blue? Do you think it's the move that takes Detroit to the next level? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Lions. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. This is the kind of bold, exciting football that keeps us all on the edge of our seats. Let's keep the passion alive and let's keep dreaming big, because the Lions are on the rise, and with a move like this, the sky's the limit.